Hey guys, Sean Hammond with Premier Guitar. We're at Winter NAMM 2020 talking to our pals at Tsakalis AudioWorks. We got Nikos here, and we got Chris on guitar. Sounds great, Chris. Nikos, you guys have two new items here.
The molecular boost is basically a frequency or clean booster, and it's also a buffer, volume pedal, and overall a tone shaping tool. This is how I would describe it. It's up to 18 dBs of clean boost, and also there are 4 dip switches on the side, of which the fourth one, I will start from the end, the fourth one is responsible for engaging or disengaging the volume pedal function when the pedal is in buffered bypass mode, because you can choose to use it in true bypass mode or buffered bypass mode with an internal switch. And there's also a voltage doubler inside so that it can handle the signals. And other than, yeah?
So an example of why you would want to use the volume pedal function is like if you wanted to have a pretty saturated, distorted sound and have it stay that saturated but bring the volume down, whereas a lot of times when you bring your volume down on distortion, it's going to clean up. Right, that's one example of why you would want to do that.
Sure, and you might want to use the molecular boost at the end of your pedal board and use it as an overall master volume of the whole board when it's in buffered bypass mode. Yeah, that would be it. Or if you have it before an overdrive and you want to just beef the overdrive up, if you turn it off, then your volume will be a lot lower than it was before. But if you have it in buffered, you can disengage the volume pedal's function and have the same volume as before. Yeah.
Okay. And then what about the other dip switches?
The third dip switch is a high cut filter, and the dip switches 1, 2, and 3 are responsible for the tone shaping. And so, like I said before, dip switch number 3 is a high cut filter, and dip switch number 1 and 2, when they're both down, then the pedal boosts the ultra high frequencies. When we raise the first dip switch, then we introduce some high mids, and the second dip switch, it introduces more mids. So if the third dip switch is down and the 2 first dip switches are up, then it's a clean booster because we boost the whole frequency range.
How about if we have Chris play just a couple chords on each of those settings to get an idea what they do?
Yeah, sure. So I'm gonna, now all dip switches are down. So this is bypass. And now this is an ultra high frequency booster. Now I'm gonna introduce some high mids. I should have used the pick for this, but okay. Now I'm gonna introduce more mids. There you go. Which is basically, this is the pedal as a clean booster because the whole frequency range has been boosted. Now I'm gonna engage the high cut filter. So play something. Yeah. And that's with the high cut filter and the first dip switch off, which means more mids. All right.
It's a really smart idea because I know a lot of people are into either like a treble booster, and I recently, in the last few months, discovered how great a mid boost was for my pedal board, but I haven't seen any others where you can select between so many different options on the same pedal, and it's really small. That's awesome.
That's what the company was aiming for. We wanted to create the most portable unit we could, but it should be able to provide you with as many tone shaping options as possible, but again, remain user-friendly and simple to use.
Cool. How much is it going to go for?
This is actually going out end of February, and the retail price will be...
Chris, how much is this going to go for? This is Chris Tsakalis, everybody. Get over here, funky man. He's on his knees. He's worshiping. $175 for the molecular boost. 165? He's already brought $10 off it, guys. He loves you that much.
So
Okay.
let's have a quick listen with Overdrive before and after, if you don't mind.
Okay.
All right, so we're just boosting mids here, and this is with the 6 Overdrive before the booster. This is without the molecular, and this is with the molecular boost. This is boosting the mids, and also this is with an overdrive after the molecular in the order of the pedals. We're going to use the crown overdrive distortion. Was this the molecular booster? Now I'm going to disengage it. Oh, I'm going to engage it again. Boosted some mids, and now I'm going to boost some high frequencies just to give you a quick idea. All right. Go for it. This is with the pedal off. Now this is with the pedal on. Yep, that's
Cool.
about it.
Should we talk about the MultiCab now?
Yep. The MultiCab is actually, we don't use, Tsakalis AudioWorks don't use IRs, they use FRs, frequency responses. Where the goal was to create a unit simple to use and no software included, no software involved. We wanted to be ready, plug and play, as simple as it could possibly be, and with no IRs involved, like I said before, frequency responses, and you get 2 analog fed preamps with tone control, 2 different power amps, 6L6 and EL34, or off. You can disengage.
Excuse me. And they're obviously not providing power, but they're mimicking the tonality of 6L6 and EL34 power
Exactly.
section.
Yes, and you can disengage both the preamp and the power amp if you want, and you can choose to have 3 different cabinet back types: closed, semi-open, and open. You can choose to have 2 types of microphones or both, like ribbon, dynamic, or both. And this is the analog side of the MultiCab. So the volume control and all the controls that we just mentioned are analog. You also get to choose between 8 different cabinets, which is basically a Princeton, a Super Reverb, a Deluxe Reverb, a Zyla, the British high gain cabinet, Vox Ac30, 2x12 Marshall, 4x12 Marshall, and a Recto. And you also get to have room ambience. This is the digital part of the, and you also have an input pad, because you might want to, connectivity options are practically almost infinite. You can do whatever you want with it. You can even have the whole pedal, the whole pedal board connected to it and then go straight to the PA, how we're going now. We're going to be demoing it now, or you can connect the preamp to it, line level, or you can connect the power amp to it and send the throughout to a dummy load or a speaker.
Nice. And there's also a little tone knob too, right?
Yeah, the tone knob is for the preamps.
Okay.
The analog fed preamps also have a tone knob option.
Sweet. All right, let's hear it. All right, Nikos, what are we going to hear first from the MultiCab?
So we're gonna hear the Fender Deluxe Reverb type of the MultiCab. Okay.
We have other pedals going through it too?
We only have just a touch of reverb and just a tiny bit of the zipper compression for a bit of flavor. Okay, let's go.
So this is direct into the camera, guys. This is an XLR out into the camera, just to make sure you guys know that.
And then we'll introduce some overdrive with 6 overdrive to the same setting, okay? Let's go.
All right.
And now let's listen to the Vox Ac30 side of the cab. So we're gonna put it in a hot, EL34s, and open back, and we're gonna use the crown just to. For a bit of Marshall 2x12. And a bit of Marshall 4x12. And finally, let's listen to some high gain stuff I'll go to the recto cab with 606s and close back, and I'll introduce the NAMM. This is a bit of Zyla cab as well.
So how much is the MultiCab going to go for?
It's going to retail at about $250 and also available at the end of February. And I forgot to mention that it is a line out as well as an XLR output, and also a headphone out that Chris is using right now.
Oh, awesome. All right, you want to tell everyone where to go online to find out more?
You can find more at Tsakalis.audioworks.com.
Cool. Thanks, Nick. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for joining us, guys. Be sure to click subscribe before you go so you don't miss out on any more cool NAMM stuff. Later.